Hey everyone, if you're a digital creator, you are right in the middle of a massive, massive shift. Seriously, the old playbook for building an audience, it's broken. Today, we're going to dig into a much more powerful idea, making the jump from just having a rented audience to building an owned community. So let me ask you something. You've busted your hump to build a following, right? Tens of thousands, maybe even millions of people. But is that audience really yours? Or are you just borrowing those followers from a platform that can change the rules on you at any second? And this right here is the big difference. A rented audience means you live and die by the algorithm. You're completely at the mercy of platforms that can just flip a switch. But an owned community, well, that's a whole different ballgame. We're talking direct, unfiltered access to your people and total control over your own data. It's a game changer. So let's talk about this idea, because it's so important. For more than a decade now, creators have been building these incredible digital empires, but they've been building them on what is basically rented land. And as anyone who rents knows, that comes with some serious risks.
And here are the big ones, the things that probably keep you up at night. First, algorithm volatility. Your reach can literally get crushed overnight, no warning. Second, you don't own your user data, the platform does. That relationship isn't yours. And finally, they get to decide how you make money, and they often take a huge slice of the pie, sometimes up to 50%.
Okay, but it's not all doom and gloom. In fact, far from it. There's a huge paradigm shift happening right now. We're finally moving from being digital tenants to becoming digital homeowners. The answer is to build your very own community on your own terms. So how is this even possible? Well, it comes down to something called Social Network as a Service, or SNAS for short. Just think of it like this. It's the engine that powers your own private, branded social network, but you don't have to be a tech genius to run it. You know, in the old days, you'd have to self-host everything. That meant juggling servers, worrying about security, hiring a whole tech team. It was a nightmare. But a SNAS platform like Linkspreed, it takes care of all of that for you. It's fully managed, completely maintenance-free, so you can get back to doing what you do best, creating great content for your community. All right, so you might be thinking, is all this really worth the effort? Oh, absolutely. This is where it gets incredibly exciting. It all boils down to achieving what we call digital sovereignty, and that is built on three essential pillars. The first pillar is a huge one, freedom. We're talking about freedom from those mysterious, constantly changing algorithms. Freedom from the dreaded shadow ban that can just absolutely kill your engagement out of nowhere. See, when you're independent, you control the feed. It can be chronological if you want. You can curate it however you see fit, not some black box algorithm. And here's the most important part. When you post something, 100% of your community can see it. No more paying to boost a post just to reach the people who already chose to follow you. Okay, moving on to pillar 2, data sovereignty. On those big mainstream platforms, let's be honest, the platform owns the relationship with the user. You're basically just a content supplier working on their turf. This pillar flips that whole script upside down. When you own the place, you own the first-party data, the email lists, the user graph, all of it. This isn't just a list of followers. It's a real, tangible business asset that you can take with you anywhere. Plus, you get access to deep analytics so you can actually understand your community and make your content even better. And that brings us to the third and final pillar, the one we all care about, unrestricted monetization. This is all about taking back control of your revenue and actually keeping the money you earn. And this chart just says it all, doesn't it? On big tech platforms, they are taking a massive cut right off the top. But on your own platform, you can set up whatever models you want, subscriptions, tipping, you name it. And you get to keep a vastly higher chunk of that revenue. It's your business after all. Okay, so I think the why is pretty clear. But now for the big question, how? How do you actually convince your followers to move from a place like Instagram or TikTok over to your new home base? Well, let's get into the playbook. Now, the secret here isn't to just delete all your social media accounts. No, you use them strategically as the top of your funnel to find new people. The key is something called the velvet rope strategy. You create something so exclusive and so valuable inside your community that people are lining up, eager to get inside. And you create that velvet rope effect using 4 key levers. First, you build a content moat. That's exclusive stuff they just can't get anywhere else. Then,
You offer deep interaction and access for real intimacy. Third, you add gamification for recognition and status. And finally, you can offer financial incentives and special perks. You put those together, and it's an irresistible offer.
Here is a perfect, real-world example of that content moat in action. You post a short, punchy, exciting clip on a public platform, and the call to action is simple. To watch the full 45-minute breakdown, join the community. You're giving them a little snack in public, but the full, satisfying meal, that's served inside, privately. So, where does all of this lead? When you put all these pieces together, what does it really mean? It means you have a strategic choice to make about the kind of future you want to build for yourself as a creator. Look, the era of just relying 100% on rented audiences, it's ending. The real path forward is to see mainstream social media for what it is, an amazing tool for discovery. But your sustainable business, your true community, that gets built on a platform that you actually own. And it really all comes down to this one powerful idea. Use big tech to get famous. Use a platform like Linkspreed to get independent. The future for creators isn't just about followers, it's about being sovereign.